So this is where the actual wet dry filter is going to sit. It's going to be on the ground, on carpet. Who cares? I mean, you don't have to have like a $1,000 wood cabinets to put stuff in. I mean, seriously, it's just a filter. So you can set it on carpet. It's not a big deal. A lot of people have different you know, things about where to place your wet dry filter, but seriously, anywhere, it doesn't matter. You can put this on concrete. Who cares? But yeah, this is where it's going to be. And I chose to put it on this side because on the other side is our couch and I have no room on there. I was going to move this filter or this whole tank setup into the corner over there, but I just figured it'd be too much hassle and really dangerous since, you know, you're moving 1,000 pounds, you know, but still, I thought it would just make sense to put it right here. So it's going to be right here, and we're going to connect everything through the tank here, and also we're going to be putting everything into the wet dry filter. The chemical media reactor, the heater, the temperature gauge, lots of other stuff too, and also the return pump that I have to put in there. So let's start hooking stuff up. Okay, so right now I'm just assembling the wet dry, or the, I keep saying wet dry, sorry, the overflow box, and just fitting the little bulkhead on here. And then I'm going to do a quick little water test. Because, you know, I do live in an apartment and I'm very, you know, worried about every possible thing that could go wrong. So I want to test everything to make sure it's watertight and, you know, I don't have any slip-ups here. And what the heck, this thing is really, oh, there we go. Is this sideways? No, it's fine. Okay, so yeah, just putting this thing on right now and then we'll do a water test. So the installation went good for somebody like me that's that's never really installed one of these before, but it still went really well, and everything, you know, worked out as planned. The only thing I ran into as a problem though is that the wet dry part where the bio balls are, those bio balls actually have not been, there's no good bacteria on them. So what I did was I took the C nodes that I had in my other filter, the C series filters, and I put them in here. And since those have the good bacteria on them, that'll kind of start the you know, filtration process, and those will work well as well. Also, I ran into another problem because the return section here, the little hose right there was leaking. So I'm going to Home Depot today and I'm going to get some stuff to try to fix that. The overflow box is actually really good, and started very fast and works really well. It's fairly quiet, not that loud, but yeah, it's still a really good overflow box. Now another thing I ran into is that my multimedia reactor, the Via Aqua Poly reactor that I use for my carbon filtration, yeah, the pump that it came with wasn't strong enough, and it wasn't strong enough to pump water from that little area into the pump that would sit out on the side of the wet dry box there. So I'm gonna have to get a stronger pump for that one and some more tubing, since I cut it up trying to customize it. So that kind of sucks, but you know, it happens. The filter pads that go under there are working very well. As you can see, the aquarium's crystal clear, and no little, things floating around. Works very well. One thing I did notice though is that the fish were kind of starving for oxygen when I did not have the air pump in there, so I had to put an air line in there with an air stone. Because when I had it in there, I guess that wasn't enough because the fish were still pretty, starving for oxygen. But that's okay, because it's good to move the water around anyways inside the tank. And yeah. But I love the wet dry filter. It's going to be so much easier to maintain than those freaking power filters. And yeah, it's great. I love it. Also, the heater was a little bit too big, as you can see, to put in that small little area. I thought it would fit, but obviously it didn't. So I'm gonna have to buy a smaller heater if I can find one that fits in there, and hopefully I can, because the object of the game was to, remove everything out of the aquarium and put it all into the wet dry filter. So that's what I was hoping to do, and that's what I'm hoping I can achieve. So yeah, still on the hunt for a small heater, but pretty much, everything is working really well. And I tested it numerous times. If the power went out, what would happen, and pretty much the water just levels out, and we're all good. So yeah, and you just got to make sure too that you follow the rules. Only fill up to the indicated water level right there. If you fill past that, you're setting yourself up for a disaster. It's happened to a couple of my friends, and trust me, I've seen their places after their wet dry filters have overflowed, and it's not a pretty sight. So please always follow those directions. Thanks for watching Jacob's Aquarium. I really appreciate it, and thanks for subscribing and all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next time.